just woke up. I now have 5 seconds to get my feet on the floor. Okay, so we're getting dressed here. Again, being quiet. We've got 5 people sleeping in the house right now. Okay, and now just as quietly as we came, we're going to exit the building. We're now driving to the gym. I usually try to listen on the way to the gym. I try to listen to something more sort of profound and, I don't know, spiritually stimulating than, say, later in the morning I'll be listening to more like a, business development kind of book or something. Right now I'm listening to Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. So every morning we go through the Inner Circle Voxer thread. Inner Circle is my mastermind, and this is where everybody kind of posts what they're up to. So this way we're all able to kind of stay on top of each other's goings on, and then I'll usually post a voice message. Good morning, Inner Circle. Jeff here. Checking in after a week. As far as catching up on last week's messages, it looks like some good progress. In particular, Drew and Sean and the other Drew, all crushing it. Love seeing the progress. You guys, let's all share what's on tap for the week. I'm eager to get caught up, not just myself, but with all you guys. So let me know what's the latest for this week, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Pretty much the same routine every morning. Start my watch. I'll bike for 15 minutes. And then I'll lift for, depending on the day, about 40 minutes. And then I'll bike out the duration. We got to be out of here by 5:50, so it gives us 80 minutes total workout. Piano time. So we'll ditch our backpack and our water bottle, grab a little sip of that coffee we invested in earlier to the office. Here's my disaster of an office. It's where the magic happens. I listen to those audiobooks in short little snippets, and I find that way every time I listen, I can pick one thing to hone in on and then just sort of stew on it for a minute. So on that little jog, the little 5-minute jog over here, there was a line in Scaling Up that said, the bottleneck is always at the top of the bottle. The issues in an organization are usually issues with the leadership. Yeah, that one hit pretty hard. Anyway, we'll set our piano timer for 45 minutes. I don't really have a really structured routine. I spent so many years being really structured about how I practice the piano that it's actually nice to have it be kind of the one unstructured part of my day. I'm sure you've also noticed I hurt my wrist. Hurt it at the gym. and exacerbated it because I refused to rest it because I like playing the piano too much. I've been practicing Chopin's Revolutionary Etude because it's almost all left hand. So today we're actually going to cut piano short because I made a boo-boo. I forgot that I was supposed to make my daughter's sandwich for her this morning and go out to the casita to help her get something because she gets scared going outside in the dark. So my dad duties call me home. We're leaving 15 minutes early. We'll jog back to the car and go about our day. It's like if you're gonna do 10x effort, if you're gonna do 10 times more than, the average, let's say. Because you think about it, there was a time in my life, I was a one-man band and I was doing as much volume as an affiliate marketer as a team of 10 people, realistically. But you can't do that by working the effort, working the hours of 10 people. You can't work 400 hours a week. So you have to have all these little processes and shortcuts woven together throughout your life that shave 2% here, 5% there, 3% there. You compound a lot of little incremental improvements and you start to see how you could get to 10 times the effort of a normal person. There's coyotes in our backyard. We have an advisor, one of our advisors is in Portugal. So I try to be the first person on the threads every morning, but getting up at 3:30, he still beats me to it because he's 6 or 7 hours ahead. So he's already like posting sales and chiming in. So it's kind of like a running joke to see if I can beat him to the threads every day, even though he's got a 6 or 7 hour head start. Do you think that we are more open with our kids or less open with our kids than other parents? More open? Good, I hope so. Love you. Like for reals, I love you. Have a good day. Text me. Preteen girls. And I know it's only gonna get more. Just the emotions, the moods. But it's one of the reasons I do what I do, because I'm a lot more flexible and available to be a parent. It doesn't even take that much time. It's just little things, like occasionally being able to meet her for lunch, being able to take her to school or the bus. Oh, sweet girl.
I love you.
I love you. Are you just saying that because there's a camera, or do you really love Daddy?
I just love you.
Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much, Stella. I gotta go. So it's 8 o'clock, which means my calls are officially about to begin. I have a call with my business partner at 8. I have our operations call at 9. I have our content team meeting at 9:30. That's 45 minutes. Then I have our growth hacking meeting with our social strategist at 10:15. That's 45 minutes. Midday nap time. Set my timer for 30 minutes. That gives me 5 to 10 to fall asleep and still get my required 20. You know, I generally only sleep 5 to 5.5 hours at night. I usually get to sleep around 10:30 and get up at 3:30. Mostly because from after Stella goes down around 8:30, That's my only alone time with Jaqueline. And so, you know, I don't want to like be having to go to sleep at 9 o'clock. So the way I've made it work is, you know, 5 hours every night isn't enough. Is I find if I take these 20-minute naps, what I found is 5 hours at night plus a 20 to 30-minute nap during the day, because you kind of break the day into 2 cycles with the nap, I actually end up with the sustained energy level that I would normally feel if I slept probably closer to 7 hours. So it's actually more efficient. Saves me about an hour to an hour and a half every day to break up the sleep like that. 30-minute nap window, and that's how we roll. Wake up time. So yeah, now I've got a block of just creative time. And I really like Mondays, this schedule works really well. Because you have what's known as the maker's mind and the manager's mind. And I don't know, you can Google it, like read about it, but it's like a theory on how the brain functions for different types of work. And so it works really well on Mondays, especially, that I have all my meetings in the morning. So I have my manager's mind all morning. Then I take a little nap, totally reset the brain, and pop up, and now I get to live in the maker's mind space for, I guess I've got to be home at 4, so I got about 3.5 hours to just create. So I'm eating, what is this, meal number 3? Plus I had my 2 muffins. So this is like calories number, I think it's 900 through 1200. These are prepared meals. I get them from a place here locally. They tend to run about 50% protein, 30% carbs, 20% fat, maybe more like, some of them are like 40-40-20, some are 50-30-20, some of them are like 50-40-10. They tend to be pretty clean. Part of my whole philosophy is just like, or minimizing the extent to which I give things a place in my life that they don't fit. And I think with food, it's really easy a lot of times to think of food as like an experience. And I try to, and I love good food. If anything, I love it too much. So like there's times when I'll go eat and it's an experience. But day to day, like the whole question of like, what do I feel like eating? I feel like that's giving food a bigger place in life than it really warrants most of the time. When you think about like an animal in the wild, they don't go like, what do I feel like eating? They more are like, well, what's there? And I think that you just kind of construct the food part of your life as like a system that serves the long-term goal of like health and consistent energy, and you just do it. So we're going back home earlier than normal because we're meeting a homeschool teacher for my son Jace. He does some work with me, and I want him to be able to travel to events. Learning is important. Education is important. School is an example of a really inefficient way to deal with a really important thing, because you're trying to deal with it en masse. And so you're trying to like educate all these people, and the only way to do anything whenever you have to service the lowest common denominator is to make it really clunky. And so by getting a private homeschool teacher, I think we can educate Jace much more efficiently, much more effectively, much more empathetically, because not everybody has the same learning style, and much more flexibly, you know, pretty much not have to, it's like same thing I talk to adults about, not having to trade all your time just to follow the system's plan, the system protocol for your life. Oh.
I missed you.
I missed you so much, sweet girl. Whoa!
Well, what's the time that you put on this computer being here?
Jada, we're going to pick up your friend?
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if Donald Trump bought TikTok. All right, so heading home. A successful Monday. Just wrapped up our finance meeting. Now we're heading home to the house, gonna see the fam. Just Man, by now, let's see, we've been at it for 14 plus hours. So, you know, I'm a little ready, actually 15 hours. I guess I'm ready to relax a little, but at the same time, there's I guess more work to be done, which is the best work. It's getting to be with the fam and pretty much take orders from Jaqueline for the rest of the evening.
Daddy, we're making this
What are you making, Stella?
slime.
Showing.
Pretty exciting. You have sprinkles in your slime, sweet girl?
Yeah. No, it kind of does.
A little bit longer. It kind of does what?
Smell like fun candy.
What's up, world? Jeff here. It's 9:30, crawling into bed. Goal is to be asleep by 10:30. That gives 5.5 hours till we wake up and do it again. I guess that's good night. Say good night.
Good night.